Before we get started, I do want to mention a couple of things that you can bring with you on the mat. I brought some sage, of course, some water. I brought some props with me, 2 blocks and a bolster. Home goods also work just as well. If you don't have blocks, you can grab like a blanket that can be folded. Whenever you're ready, of course, if you are choosing to medicate, feel free to partake now. And then everyone else, you can make your way to a tabletop. So we'll just take a couple puffs before. We don't want to get too high and stoned and then be too high to move, right? Because we will be moving today, so. This tastes yummy. Okay, whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and make our way to tabletop. So you want to bring shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Knees are about hip widths apart here. We want to find a nice neutral spine. So we want to avoid dumping into the shoulders or dumping into the lower back. We want the spine to be nice and flat here. Gaze in between the palms. And then keeping this integrity, we're going to get into some cat-cows. Inhale, dropping our belly down, shoulder blades pull back, gentle with the gaze. And exhale, belly pulls up and in. Inhale, we drop the belly, lift the gaze, really pull those shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, crunching the belly up and in, press away from your mat. And then find your breath here. Really taking advantage of this slower pace, connecting the breath with movement. So inhaling as we drop the belly, expanding. Exhale, we crunch and contract, pull it up and in. Go ahead and continue moving like this here. Maybe we find some organic movements. If you want to circle or sway the hips. Finding any organic movements that feel good. Nice. One more breath here wherever we are. And then on our next inhale, we meet in a neutral tabletop, find stillness. On our inhale, we're going to slide that left hand towards center a bit. So maybe it comes right in the middle of the mat underneath that left shoulder. Ideally, you can use a block here if you have one, placing the hand on top here. And then on the inhale, we're going to open up towards the right, bringing that right palm overhead. We find a nice twist here. This is what it looks like without the block. So you want ideally the shoulders to stack on top of each other. Nice long line here. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to thread the needle, right hand under the chest, right ear to the mat. Let me turn this way for you. Hips stay nice and high. If you want to send that left palm overhead. And we take one more inhale. And then pressing into that left hand, we float that right palm up. Exhale, we find our tabletop, taking it to the other side. Right hand slides in towards center, ideally right under that right shoulder. And then inhale, peeling that left palm overhead. We breathe. Take one more inhale. Exhale, threading the needle, left ear to the mat. Hips stay nice and high. And pressing into that right palm. Inhale, we float the left hand up. Exhale, we find our tabletop. Nice. Now floating both feet back. We're going to come into a plank pose. Right, just holding here for a moment. You can keep the knees grounded here as well, as long as we have a nice long line in the torso. Take one more inhale. Nice. Exhale, go ahead and drop the knees. Come back to your tabletop. Inhale, right foot only slides back, tuck the toes. Just a gentle rock back and forth. Pressing that right heel back. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come to center, find neutral. So you can keep those right toes planted, or you can lift that right leg. If that feels good, maybe we extend the left palm. Balancing table here. So we really want to keep that right hip draw down. We don't want to hike it up. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, right knee to left elbow. They meet in the center, crunch. Squeeze in the belly. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, we crunch. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, we crunch slow and controlled. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, we find our tabletop, left hand plants. Taking it to the other side. Inhale, swinging that left foot back. Toes are tucked. Just gently pressing the heel back as we rock the weight back and forth. If this is too much on the wrists, you want to take a moment to give them a roll. Feel free. And then we meet in stillness. Find your neutral tabletop. Then on the inhale, you find whatever variation we took on the other side, whether that's toes planted or balancing table. Left foot back, right palm forward. We hold here. Breathe. Your next exhale, we crunch. Right elbow, left knee. Inhale, reach. Press away with the left palm. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, we crunch. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, we find our tabletop, right hand plants. Nice. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch, knees wide. We come into a child's pose for a breath. You can make this as active or passive as you want. Maybe we come up to the fingertips here, really melting the heart down in between the shoulders. Maybe we bring the hands flat to the mat, just nice and active. Maybe we lift the elbows. We take one more inhale. Full exhale. And then inhale, lift the hips coming back through our tabletop. Just getting into some gentle wrist stretches here. You're going to turn the left palm backwards so the fingertips are facing you. Just holding here. Still pressing away with that right palm. Fingertips turn forward for the right hand. If you want to take this deeper, you can tuck the toes and start to bring your seat towards your heels as you press that left palm into the mat. Pressing it forward, take one more breath. And exhale, find our tabletop. Flipping that left palm forward. Now we're going to flip that left palm up so that the flesh side is up towards the ceiling. Back of the hand, flesh to the mat. Nice. And exhale, go ahead and release that left wrist if you want to make some figure eights. That usually feels really good. It's nice and slow. It's a little weird to do, right? Nice. And then we'll meet in our tabletop, taking it to the other side, flipping the right palm backwards, fingertips facing you, wrist facing forward. Nice, so go ahead and slowly turn the right palm forward. and then flip the palm up. Okay, so then go ahead and slowly flip the palm back to neutral. And we'll go ahead and take some figure eights with the right wrist. Nice. And go ahead and plant the palms, moving through our tabletop. Both feet step back, finding our plank once more. And take a big inhale. Exhale, shifting forward onto the toes. Go ahead and lower to the belly. From here, we're gonna come into baby cobra. So the elbows and shoulders pulling back, tops of the feet pressing firmly into the mat. On the inhale, we lift the chest. Exhale, go ahead and lower. 2 more times into baby cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Nice. 1 more time here. Inhale, we lift. Maybe this time we lift the palms as well. 1 more inhale. Exhale, go ahead and plant the palms. Rest either cheek. And then we're going to bring the hands outside of our mat here. About 6 inches or so, maybe wider, depending on how it feels. I'm gonna move my mat a little closer. Okay, so we're here. Tilted up to the fingertips, elbows are up towards the ceiling. Feet are flush to the mat. You can also walk your hands forward just about 1 inch or 2, so they're more so in between the shoulders and face. And on the inhale, we're going to press into the fingertips, lifting the chest, pressing our pelvis down, pressing into the tops of the feet. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we press and lift. Adjusting the hands as you see fit. Exhale, we lower. You don't have to press all the way to full extension either. Inhale, we lift. You can come here. And exhale, we lower. Inhale to lift and hold. This time we're going to tap the shoulders, alternating. So exhale, right shoulder taps the mat. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, left shoulder taps. Left ear turns. Inhale, we lift. 1 more time each side. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rest either cheek, hands behind you, palms face up. Looks crazy out there. All right, chin comes flush to the mat. Hands are still flush to the mat, palms face up. On the inhale, we're going to press into the hands. Actually, hands are going to be flipped down, palms face down, pressing into the mat. We're going to press into the hands and lift the feet only. So it looks like this. Yeah? Okay, when you're ready, on your inhale, we press and lift. Pressing those hands into the mat, chin flush to the mat. Gaze gently forward. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, go ahead and lower the feet. Nice. Now we're going to do that same thing, but this time we're going to flip the palms up and we're going to lift the chest as well. Coming into locust. On our inhale, shoulders, palms, and feet lift. Don't forget to breathe. Pulling the shoulders back. We take 1 more inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, we slowly release and relax. Go ahead and bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet from side to side. Nice. Then we're going to do that same thing, but this time we're going to bring The hands to the back of the head, interlacing the fingers so it looks like this, right? Forehead flush to the mat, feet sit together. On the inhale, we lift elbows, chest, and feet. You're really pulling the elbows back. Gaze is down here. We take one more inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release. Take a breath. Nice. So hands frame the chest. We're gonna press up through a tabletop. Coming into puppy pose. You can grab a block here if you like. You can bring it to the forehead. We're gonna meet in tabletop. The most important thing is that we keep the hips over the knees. And then you're just gonna walk the hands forward. Melting our heart down. If you did grab a block, the forehead is just gonna come to the block. Right, you can rest here. You can also remove the block. If you have like a blanket or a bolster and you kind of just want to bring the entire torso down, right, to kind of rest on it like this. This feels really nice. If you're feeling a little more open and you want to try without props, you can let the forehead come down. Maybe even the chin, and we look forward. Wherever you are, we're breathing. Full deep breaths into the chest. Melting our heart down with every exhale. Trying to find softness. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly walk the hands back, seat towards the heels. We're going to come into a closed-legged child's pose, knees together. Arms come behind us, palms face up, forehead to the mat. Inhale, we slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time, head follows last. Planting the hands out in front. We're going to tuck the toes. Inhale, hips go up and back. We're going to find down dog just for a few breaths here. And this is about as high as we'll take it. So firmly pressing the heels down towards our mat. You can also grab a couple of blocks if you have them, placing them under the hands. My other block is over there, but you get the idea. You can also bend the knees generously here, pressing away from the mat, hips up and back. Nice. Exhale, go ahead and drop to the knees, or you can step or jump to the top of your mat. We're coming into a seated forward fold, or staff pose rather. Legs are nice and long here. If you want to prop your seat up, give you a little more space in the lower back. Right, so we have this nice L shape wherever we are. Feet are flexed and active. You bring the hands just outside the hips, shoulders pulling back, chest up, and we breathe. And inhale, palms reach up overhead. Exhale, we go ahead and fold, catching what we can. You can also have a micro bend in the knees here if you want to work on lengthening the spine. You can also bring the hands to the shins or the thighs if you want to work on lengthening the hamstrings, keeping those legs nice and straight. Where we are, inhale, look forward, find a flat back. Exhale, we're gonna slowly roll up, bringing the soles of the feet with us, knees wide. We come into butterfly. If you wanna place a block under the knees here, feel free. Otherwise, we gently wrap the hands around the feet, or under the feet, should I say. We don't want to close the feet up here. We use that to help us lift the chest, shoulders back, chest up. And you can also keep the seat propped on a block too here as well. So you want to invite any movements here, maybe fluttering the knees, or if you want to invite a forward fold. More breath here. And exhale, we're gonna slowly roll it up. Knees are gonna come together. Coming into bow pose. Hands come out by our sides, palms face up. A gentle tilt of the torso as we lift the feet, finding that counterbalance. Options to bring the hands to the backs of the thighs, options to straighten the legs. We will be lowering down to canoe. On the inhale, we lower, shoulders and feet hover. Exhale, we lift, bow pose. Inhale, canoe, lower. Exhale, lift, boat. 2 more times. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we lower and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. On the 1, release everything down, full body stretch. Exhale, we wrap the knees into the chest. Maybe a gentle sway. And go ahead and plant the feet. Hands come out by our sides. You can cactus them or you can bring them out long. And then we're gonna just drift the knees to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, we come back through center, taking it to the other side. Knees to the right, gaze to the left. Now again, if you want to place a block under the knees here, you want to make sure that left shoulder is nice and grounded. And inhale, we come back to center, finding a happy baby. We grab onto the pinky toe sides of our feet. Tailbone stays flush to the mat, so we want to avoid hiking the hips up here. This isn't what we want. We want to keep the tailbone nice and flush. You can bring a block to the lower back to help get that lift and actively pressing the tailbone into that block. Exhale, we bring the knees back together. Inhale, the feet over the hips. Now we're going to lower to a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the 1, we touch down for Recline Butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. 1 hand over the heart and 1 over the belly. Just breathing deeply into that bottom hand. Feeling the belly rise and fall. We will be here for a few more breaths if you want to use this time to medicate before Shavasana. Two more breaths. And wherever you are, we'll slowly bring the knees together. Before sending the legs out long, followed by the arms. Palms face up. So we allow the body to rest easy here. We allow it to be fully supported. So you can find whatever feels good for you. If you want to bring a blanket to the tops of the shoulders and the head, or maybe to the knees. I'm going to take a more upright Shavasana. You did grab some blocks. You can go ahead and lay it in this L shape like such. We place the bolster right over top, and then we rest. If you did light some sage or burn some oils, really allow yourself to take those in. Allowing the aromas to fill the body. And maybe releasing tension and ease with every exhale. So we allow ourselves to surrender to stillness. Shavasana. For this last half of Shavasana, I ask that you release any tension you may be holding in the face. Relaxing the eyebrows, softening the eyelids, releasing the jaw. As you continue to deepen the breath, I invite you to participate in box breath. If you'd rather not, you can continue to just deepen the breath here. Taking long and slow inhales, longer and slower exhales. If you would like to participate for box breath, we'll essentially inhale for 4 counts. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale for 4. Exhale for 4 counts. Then hold at the bottom of our exhale for 4. So each one is 4 counts. Great, so we'll inhale a regular breath. Exhale, release it all out. Then inhale into box breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1. Continue 3 more like this on your own. You can also shorten the counts or lengthen them. Go ahead and complete one more. Once you're finished, you continue to deepen the breath.